Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. Do I have? Who? I don't think that's working. Anybody hear me? Is this good? Shit.
I seem to be having some technical difficulties.
Crap. Let's see if I can hear myself. Hold on, please. Hello, 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 hello. I don't think I have audio. One sec. No audio. Fuck technology. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. I'm an asshole. All right. Well, after I wasted the first 2 minutes thinking there might have been no audio, I checked it and there's audio. So, yay. See, this is why you can't rely too much on technology, folks, because it's not the end all be all to things. Good afternoon. Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. It's Youre. The title today is Unplug or Die. What do I mean by that? I mean, you need to unplug from fucking everything. All the bullshit nonsense. And this for people who feel like something's off, can't quite figure it out. This isn't for the people who have the emotional capacity of a 5-year-old. You know who you are. This is for the people that are trying to have quality life. And first off, I'm going to touch base on the whole recent shootings and why it's important to unplug or you die. For real. So let's talk about the shootings real quick. Everybody's up in arms now because of the two most recent shootings, the one in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio. Okay. Again, everybody's got their opinion on it and starts getting all emotionally charged and starts saying what we should do and all this and take action and blah, blah, blah. And by now, if you people haven't realized that this is designed to keep you in fear and also to react with your emotions as if you were one of these people there, you are plugged in and you're a lemming, okay? Already you tuned out. Already you said no to this live stream. And that's okay. This is for people who can see the bigger picture and can see through the bullshit. And is it tragic? Yeah. Okay, folks. But by now, if you haven't realized that the odds of that happening in the same night aren't really, it's not good. And again, everybody, what does everybody do? They just react. We need to do something about this. And I'm going to plug a tweet by, I'm not on Twitter really that much, but Neil deGrasse Tyson got a lot of flack for this, and I don't really think he's all that truthful. But, you know, even people who speak honest truth, you can recognize that and not discredit them. It's good. He put a tweet up saying, you know, it was something along the lines of 500 people die every 48 hours of medical error, 200 people in automobile accidents, 250 people to suicide, blah, 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 blah. And that, I'm paraphrasing. Check out the tweet. It's getting a lot of heat. But what was profound about that statement was like, we react every time there's a tragedy. We use our emotions to make retarded decisions, and morons, lemmings, take to the internet and feel they have a say in the matter. And which is, again, I wouldn't be a hypocrite myself if I didn't say I take to the internet, but I'm not here saying we need to do something about it. What I'm here saying is quite the opposite. I see what Neil deGrasse Tyson was trying to do with that tweet, and his tweet was to be like, more people die every day in tragic ways than what's happening. We don't need to put our energy and time into something that happens. Like, every time there's a tragic shooting, which by now, if you people haven't realized, it's a couple of things. It's either all bullshit and it's designed to make you in fear and to keep us fighting amongst ourselves, have guns or have no guns, which I'll get to that real briefly in a minute. But it's designed to keep us fighting, folks. And if you're fighting with your friends about, we should do something about this, we need to take the guns. It's like, okay, step back. Let's just talk about the guns for a minute, since you people are so smart. Let's say we put in more gun laws, which they're trying to introduce the assault weapons ban, which would, for you, those of you who didn't know, existed before from 1994 to 2004. That ban was lifted in 2004. You were able to buy assault rifles again. And in that 10-year span that bill, law was in place, there is no supporting evidence that says it did anything to lower crime. But we're having mass shootings today, and that's what it is, an assault rifle. I go, if you think that's the problem, you're one of these people that are plugged in, and I'm not talking to you because you already shut down, so you don't like to hear an honest conversation that might actually have some solutions to these problems. You react with your emotions. You tend to, you don't even know who you are. You let the world tell you who you are. I'm not talking to you. Get out of here. I'm talking to people who don't have as much pride as you, who don't allow their emotion to cloud their mind, who don't let fear seep into their minds and poison them from rational, logical thinking. So the gun ban law, maybe let's say you bring it back. Okay. It doesn't solve anything, folks. You want to know what the root problem is? Let's say these shootings are all real. I think most of them aren't. I think a lot of them are false flags. And people will be like, how dare you? The people came on the internet and they got interviewed. I go, if somebody I knew was tragically taken from me at gunpoint, I would not be on the news channel giving an interview about how I felt. I would tell the news to go fuck themselves and leave me alone for a while, because I would be in a state of grief. So I don't believe that those things are real. Not all of them. I think they may exist, but I believe it's, again, there's a greater war going on with these things that you people are aware of that has nothing to do with you or I, us common folk. It's not. But what it does is keeps us in line, herding the animals. Okay. So when you have these shootings and people go like that, like, well, we have to do something. Take the guns away. I go, are you that scared to not want to protect your own family? You're going to let somebody decide what's best for your family rather than you? See, it all starts in your own home. And if we took away society, right, we took away all the laws and all the fancy stuff and everything, and we just went back to groups of people, then it's like you would protect your own. So good luck trying to take guns away. It's not going to happen, guys. So those people who are worried about it, don't. And I'd like to see people try. It's not going to happen. So don't get all heated about guns and think that's the problem. It's not. And let's say the shootings are real, okay? It has a lot to do with some deep-rooted, selfish self-centeredness that isn't necessarily people's fault. They've been programmed this. And this is why I talk about being plugged in. Let's step back to the age of television. Okay? Television at one point was the pinnacle of technology. It was the internet of its day, right? It was the smartphone of its day. It was the time when you would sit down in front of the TV and you would see the president speak or hear a TV show for the first time. It was like, oh my God, your mind was blown. And exactly that, your mind was blown. Follow me now. If you can get people to get that device into their households like they did in the inception of the TV, it was designed to pump you full of images, thoughts, crazy trauma things that aren't real, that you experience, whether you actually experience them or not. And it fucks with your mind. You can control people when they think something's happening that isn't. You can control people when in their mind, you have them convinced this is how it is. But the reality of the situation is it's not. Today, fast forward to now with smartphones and the internet, people are dumbfounded why shit is going off the rails. Everybody's on the internet with their reactive states. Are you kidding? It's pretty obvious. You have a device on you that if you plug into it and I'm guilty of this. I am. This is why I'll get to the solutions in a minute. We're going to talk about the problem. When you fill your mind full of shit, movies, TV, internet bullshit, porn, all kinds of stuff, you warp your mind into not being able to comprehend and think logically and see reality for what it is. And you're living in a delusion, folks. So you have to let go of this thing that you hold so dear to your life. And I see it everywhere. I see everybody with their faces buried in their phone. They're gone. They're what I call lemmings. They are lemmings, just following one another in the herd. Don't be the lemming. Be a hawk. Okay? Unplug yourself. You can fix this. It's okay. There's a solution. Stop filling your head with the bullshit things. No Disney stories about happily ever after. It's not going to happen. Reality of the situation is relationships take a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of truth and honesty on both parts to make that 50, 60-year marriage commitment. The solution is not on the message board on the internet full of a bunch of bullshit people just bitch moaning and complaining all day. That's not it. Unplug from that stuff because you can get sucked into the negativity. You can get sucked into the sickness. You be around sickness, you can get sick too. You have to distance yourself from that. That's why they quarantine sick people in a real emergency, because it affects the masses. So how do you move forward? Acceptance. Guys, even if there's a gun law, this is where you have to break it down to. It's not going to save you from your own death. You're going to die one day. For real. Whether that's by a tragic mass shooting, sooner than expected incident, a car accident, ripe old age of 85, 90 years old, it doesn't matter. You will die. So in order to battle the fear of today with all this shit, put into perspective that life is fragile. It's temporary. Stop wasting your energy on shit that's out of your control. Whether this shit's real or it's just designed to keep you in tune, unplug from it. When it happens, you don't need to react every time. You don't need to get on your fucking horse and ride in and think that your ideas and what you say on the internet is going to save the day, because chances are it's not going to. You have to do it for yourself. And it starts with you and the people around you. Are you even taking care of your own family? Are you taking care of your neighborhood or the people that live in your community? You want to worry about something happening, if you're concerned about the shootings there, are you concerned about problems elsewhere in the world? No. And if you're honest with yourself, you're not. But you like to be, Because when you take part in those things, it makes people feel like they are better than they are. You know, it makes people think like they are getting out of themselves. And I'm here to tell you that's false. It's not real. It's a delusion. It's grandiose behavior, thinking and getting into squabbles over this debate and discussions of things of what to do, what not to do with guns and stuff. Hate the people who have them, dislike people who are against it. It's all designed to just keep you fighting. So you have to stop fighting with yourself and others in order to see truth and honesty. Okay. Get out in nature. Okay. All this chewing on is a bunch of shit, a never-ending loop of crap. Intermission, welcome. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's nonsense. And the way they report on that stuff in the mass mind control media, it's just bullshit. Just stop watching. Just stop caring. I didn't even really know anything about this until I kind of heard because, you know, I have an email account and I am on the internet, but I pick and choose what I want to see. I don't just fucking, because every time you scroll through everything, it's all nonsense. I saw a post on Reddit. It was the picture of what pretty much happens. Let me see if I can find it for you. Cool. Yeah. People, by now, if you're still surprised or reacting to this, you are a lemming, like I said earlier, and I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that who at least still have half a brain and aren't so full of shit that they can be honest with themselves. And some people are lost, man. I like to do my bird analogy. Like some people are just pigeons. And you try to get them into hawk mentality, and you can't because they are pigeons. It's like they can't be something they're not. So I accept the pigeons because I need the pigeons just as much as I need the hawk. I think like a hawk. All right. What does that mean? What am I trying to say by that? It means I'm not fucking retarded. Okay. Because I see through bullshit like that. I see what it's designed to do. I see that it's fucking just makes you want to fight with your neighbor about, oh. And then when you actually sit down and have a rational conversation with one person, you're getting on the internet, emotions fly, everybody starts, I see all the shit. I had a friend post something on the internet that I knew was just retarded, and I wanted to respond, but it's not worth my time and energy. If I ever see that person in person, I would love to sit down and talk with them and take the time out and have a one-on-one conversation. Maybe help them get a different perspective on things. Because the gun laws, folks, let it go. It's not going to change anything. You need to pay attention to the bigger evil at hand, which is there is a lot of evil. You need to unplug. How do you unplug? What's another solution? Get out into fucking nature. I used to hate it. I used to hate when people were like, you want to go on a hike? And I was like, fuck no, I don't want to go on a hike. But that's also because I was unhealthy, out of shape, and I hate bugs. I still hate bugs, but I didn't understand. I thought it was exercise and meaningless things that I didn't want to do. But what I really realized today while getting out into nature is it allows me to remember and just look around and see how animals deal with life. You know, in the backyard of the house here, there are a ton of bird feeders. It's literally like a Disney cartoon. We've got everything. Birds of all kinds, squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, you name it. They're all in the yard, right? So at any given point in the day, you can look out in the yard and see animals doing their thing. Occasionally, there is a hawk in the area, several hawks. They will swoop down in the yard and snatch up a bird and fucking devour it right in the middle of the yard. And that sends the message to the other birds going, fuck. But once that hawk disappears, what happens? Life continues. The birds don't stop going to the feeder. That's a good source of food for them. They still go, and they know the risk is there may be a chance a hawk swoops down and eats them. He might get into their nest in one of the trees because he's an asshole. That's where I come in and peg him with the BB gun. No, I'm just kidding. But the point is, if you're not following me with this, is that life doesn't stop just because a tragedy happens. A bird gets killed in the yard. Those birds still find the food. They continue on. People die every day, folks. Get over it. You're going to die too. And that's the biggest fear. That's the reason people get so fearful, is they see tragedy like, how can this happen to people? And they go, it's been happening way longer than guns existed. And also, people die. You're going to die. You will die. You hope it's of like extreme old age. You hope that it's not, in some fucked up accident or somebody kills you. Yeah, we all hope that, but you can't live in fear every day. You can't live in fear. You have to keep going on. And then people are like, well, that's why we're trying to find solutions. We got to find a solution. I'm like, the solution is not more laws and things that we need to do that really strip us from any freedom we once had. You have to be honest with yourself. Don't bullshit yourself and don't bullshit other people. That's how you battle this stuff. Can't find it, but it went something along these lines. Mass shootings greater than media blames Congress, etc., giving people their prayer, silence, then it starts over again. It's called the merry-go-round of sickness and chaos. And it's not the laws that will fix the problems. It's us, I believe. Correct. It's you as an individual. It starts with you, and then you work out from what you can do. And it's the merry-go-round of chaos, man, and sickness. And every time this shit happens, people get on and they go, let's go around and see what happens. It's the emotional. When you're clouded by your emotions and you're reactionary, know that where that comes from. It comes from fear. Fear, you get angry. Angry is loss. You fear loss. Loss of life of what? Not necessarily for those people, for your own self. You don't want to get shot, but you think you're being self-righteous and telling people like they need to take some action and do something about it. It's like, well, what are you going to do in your life? It's easy to say these people in power need to protect you. Like, nobody's going to protect you. That's the realization you have to really got to figure this out, that nobody's going to save you but you. Once you know this, accept that, you can fix things like you never before. Or you can just keep watching porn, jerking off, and being on the internet and reacting to things and getting on the merry-go-round. And let's see what happens the next time you get on the merry-go-round. That's right. It goes around and around. Our minds are so poisoned by all this crap. And they got you by the balls, man. This is why even everywhere, movies, TV, internet stuff, even people who were once free thinkers on YouTube have been bought out by money, and they start to change how they sound because people don't like it when people start telling the truth, the powers that be. They don't like the truth. They hate the truth. The truth hurts them, as it should, because then you lose control. And when you don't have control, it's chaos. Got to have some of that order. But how do you stop the poison? Well, try not to watch pornography. I'm going to be honest with you about that one. It fucks with your head because it programs your mind to think this is how you should have sex and how relationships should be. And in reality, that's not what it's like in the actual bedroom. It's not. It isn't. Maybe we could talk about that on a different live stream. But be honest with yourself. It isn't what you see in those crap-ass pornos with those damaged goods ladies. All right? Get into nature. Just look outside. Look at a bird. Be in the now with it. It'll help you center yourself. Get outside your selfish, self-centered desires. Desires and fear are what get us into trouble. We desire, I shouldn't say we. No, I say people desire more gun laws and control so people don't get hurt. Their intentions are good, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Your heart's in the right place. You need to get your mind right. How do you get your mind right? Again, be less selfish, be less self-centered, care about other people's needs first, but don't be a people pleaser. There's a fine line between that. It's really hard to decide when you're being a people pleaser and when you're being an enabling asshole, and not thinking, is this really for the greater good? It's hard. Trust me, I've been on all sides of this shit. This is why I know it's really fucking hard to decide. You're like, I did something. I thought it was supposed to be this way. I'm like, because you threw expectations with it. So you're still being selfish when you need to be willing to do something for another person and not expect anything in return. The minute you can do that, that's what being outside yourself is. That's what true humility is. And that's how you could humble yourself to the truth. And you do it a little bit at a time. You're not going to do it once or twice and be like, I'm fucking good. I did my good deed. Now everything's okay. No. Ongoing process and practice, my friends. The need to fix this problem. Yeah, the problem is you. How about that? What the? No. The problem's the guns. We got to get the assault rifles out. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So is the problem that shark in the water that you decided to go swim in and he bit you and cut your leg off? Is that the shark the problem? Or is the shark just being the shark? You know? And human beings, we're a fascinating bunch because we're the only ones that are so unpredictable. But we lie to ourselves about our nature. Like every person has the capability of being a monster like this guy in the shootings, right? Or these guys, if it was them, hypothetically, allegedly. No, the one guy died. I'm like, I'm sure he did. They always die, right? Come on, people. Don't be stupid. Think this through. And there's probably so much bullshit to this point that it's making people not care, which you shouldn't. You should just worry about what you can do in your own life and community. Be honest with yourself. Be willing to do shit. You'll be all right. What are some more things? Like I said, nature is a great way. Get off the fucking internet. I know that sounds ridiculous, but sounds real good for a guy with a YouTube channel, does live streams. I go, yeah, I know. I understand what I'm saying sounds hypocritical and contradictory to the idea, but what the point I'm trying to say is choose what to put into your mind. There's good information on the internet. There are good videos and articles and writings and things. You have to seek it out, though. Don't trust that these news organizations are going to give you proper information or even good information or healthy information. They're not. You literally have to find this out for yourself. And how do you do that? If you're an honest person and you tell the truth in your own life. If you're a fucking bullshitter, a manipulator, a liar, a deceiver, and just out for yourself, see you later, lemming. Good luck. Then the mass media and the TVs and the big channels, that's all for you. Keep listening. For the people that are a little bit more self-awareness and can admit their own bullshit, they get it. So, nature, big one. When you're just out and you realize and look around how beautiful everything is right in front of you and how temporary things are, but yet it's gorgeous. Like, this is it. You know, it's not the likes on fucking the YouTube videos or the Facebooks or the social status or the approval. Though that is rooted deep into our system because when groups were smaller, you had to have the approval of the group because if they didn't like you, they'd kick your fucking ass out and you would starve to death. So the stakes were a little bit high back in the day. Stakes aren't so high today because of our capacity to be connected with everyone around the world at any given moment. You know, this was Tesla's dream. Tesla wanted to be connected to everybody. He got it. Welcome to the internet. But where's I going with this? Fuck. Tesla, internet, connection. Yeah, old groups. Groups back in the day, man. If you had a small group, small little tribe of people, you were fighting, getting food. The weak ones were the weak, the strong were the strong. Everybody knew their place and they accepted it. You have to accept your place on this earth, whatever that looks like in your life. Find your calling, accept it, move forward. Don't think you're something you're not. Don't think you're a hawk when you know you're a fucking pigeon. And don't think you're a pigeon when you know damn well you're a fucking hawk. Don't be brainwashed into thinking you're less than that because you're not. And if you're listening to this and you're agreeing with what I say, you're probably a hawk. If you're looking at me going, fuck you, Matt, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're still back on the gun debate back there, you're a lemming and you're a pigeon. Fly away. Hang out. Go find somebody to feed you in the park. I'm talking about real raw introspection here that helps you see through this stuff. I know this. I've lived it. I've been on all sides. And this is what I'm relaying this information to you, how to help you do it for yourself. Because it's on you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to make the right law to make everybody safe. And it's all fake, right? The idea that you're protected, you're not. You can walk outside your house and the tree can fall on your fucking head and you can die. You don't know. You're not protected. So stop with the bullshit. Stop it. Stop. No. It's like not enough people just tell people no. And by no people, I mean the women. They tend to react more. I love ladies, but they're very easy to scare, easy to manipulate their minds. It starts with them. And then it works into pussy ass men who are beta males who just follow those women because they want to get their dick sucked. They are also a problem. I'm not saying you need a healthy dose of no more bullshit. You do that in your own world. It starts there. You'll be fine. Just keep it small, keep it simple. Everything's good. It always starts with yourself, guys. That's one of the, because I'm trying with these streams now to be more focused on the solutions. We all know what problems there are. That's all people focus on is the problem. Guns, shootings, killings. And then people want to pull on your heartstrings with those things. I see it on the internet. They're like, well, this is a tragedy for these families. And how dare you say that you don't have a soul. You don't have a compassion. I'm like, I do. I feel for people when they have a loss of a loved one. But I don't know these people. It's different when it hits close to home for anybody. It's always different when it's not you, but the minute it becomes your life, all of a sudden, you have a different perspective. All of a sudden, you care, right? If you had a friend who was tragically taken from you, you have a different perspective, as you should, because that's your experience, right? Your experience has to be shared with the world. People like to jump on an experience and think they know the solution. No. That's your ego talking to you. It's very grandiose, and it's dangerous for the masses for people to do that. Dangerous for everybody as a whole. Very. Unplug, people, or you're going to die. And I don't necessarily mean physically die. I mean mentally, you're going to fucking die. You will be a walking corpse like The Walking Dead. It's not just a fucking show. It's reality now. You are dead to the world. You are a drone worker bee. You're not even barely alive. And then they wonder why suicide's high. Because the people who have half a brain, it's hard because most people are in that zombie zone mind. And then the ones who aren't fitting in. So there's a mass horde trying to make you feel like shit for not doing that. And people can't handle it and they go crazy. I get it. It's easier to just be like, fuck this, I'm out, than to try to battle these pigeons and lemmings. But guess what? There's a lot more people that aren't pigeons and lemmings. They just don't speak up about it because they don't like trouble. I don't fucking care. What else we got? Humans live in fear. It's emotion that comes in poison. You have to reclaim being an individual. Also, eat well. Yeah, eating well helps, man. Man, the truth, that's some real truth. Yeah, good. It is. And it fucking hurts. The truth should hurt. It should feel like a knife in the gut. Because I know from my own experience, when truth be told, that when real truth was told about some shit with me, and there were certain things I clung to as far as ideas, beliefs, and ways of life and all this stuff, and then something came along and just stabbed me in the gut with it. It hurt. But it was real, and that was the reality of it. And I needed to process that shit. I needed to deal with it. And I made it through. And coming out on the other side, it's so much better. It's so much better than being in that walking zombie mode. I just want to be ignorant and have my social media. You want to go to the movie to eat popcorn? I got video games. Oh, porn. That's not life, guys. It's fun when you don't know any better. It's interesting the first time it came around, like 10 years ago when smartphones came out. Yeah, I was fucking like, here was my first reaction, and this is honest. I go, I don't need the internet on my phone. I just want to use the phone to call and text people. I remember telling this to the cell phone guy way back when, because I needed a new phone. And I went in there and I had a flippy phone, which was fine. I liked it. Did what it needed to do. And the guy's like, what'd you get this smartphone? You know, so you can go on the internet and check all your stuff. And I was like, I don't care. And I knew this a decade ago, and I gave in. I gave in to the temptation. I got the fucking cell phone, and what would you know? As soon as I got it, started downloading all these stupid ass apps. You know, the shotgun app that had the shotgun. You'd be like, and it pretended like it blew up. You know, Words with Friends, all that crap. I did it. So I'm not gonna sit here and shoot stuff down like, yo, hypocrite. I'm like, no, I've done it. This is why I'm telling you, it doesn't work. I got on that bandwagon and I went insane. And after a while, I go, fucking no good. And even today, I can wake up, start scrolling through my phone. See, it's this little device is mind control, folks. As soon as you click this screen and look at it, your mind is now in the hands of not you anymore. Woo! Isn't that crazy? So how do you get out? If you're going to be on that stuff, you can't avoid this merry-go-round of sickness completely, because it's fucking in our faces everywhere we turn. They want it to be in our faces. So we, and by they, you're they. Remember that. When people say they, we're all they. You're part of the problem too. Okay? So am I. It's okay. So how do you get around it? Fill yourself with your own truth. Like, be honest, tell the truth. It'll make you you'll attract others, and you'll be guided to where the truth is being told, and you'll find that light. And then just like what you like, support the good things that actually are that are actually healthy for the brain, not unhealthy. What are some unhealthy things? Let's go over the list. Porn. Old TV shows, new movies are just full of bullshit, full of a bunch of propaganda crap, agenda stuff, and women are powerful. It's like, okay, like you can make me believe it in a sense, but when it's everywhere, no, that's enough of that. Okay, so you know, TV shows. I mean, if you even watch some old TV shows, there's a lot of hidden evil there. New TV shows, anything that was made in the last like 15, 20 years, kind of avoid. Old movies still are full of some bullshit, but it wasn't as obvious, you know, so that's okay. The internet, obviously, it's like every article you read is like, did you see the thing? It's like, yeah, I saw the thing. We know. Don't react. The best thing you can do for yourself, for you, is try not to react to every fucking little thing. And then whether that's something on the internet, the person pissed you off at work, or your sister or brother, your mom said something that irritated you, try not to react, because only you have control over your reactions. And the more you choose to opt out of the reaction and give your energy, the more energy you have to conserve and fight the real battles when they come. Oh, thanks, baby. I love you too. And when you have these energies, and now I'm thrown off. Thanks, babe. My lovely lady. She's awesome. You keep true to yourself. You keep honest, and fill your head full of good stuff. It's okay. Fill your head full of things that aren't bullshit, fluff, nonsense, the books at the end of the shelf on Target. You know what I'm talking about. Go deeper, go older, find newer. There's a lot of knowledge in books. Books are great, but go for some old stuff like pre-World War II if you can, because the truth and the philosophies and the ideas and the concepts are all there. And they've been spoken before. Nothing I say is new shit. It's all been said before. But when you've got this mind control stuff of the internet and smartphones, it's really hard to find that, because it keeps people in touch with their distractions, you know, the impulsive pleasures, the, oh my God, I got 57 likes on the internet. I'm so great. But that feeling that you get immediately leaves once you get it. It's like, oh, okay, nobody cares. What's a lasting feeling? genuinely doing something for somebody when you know they need the help and they can't help themselves, and wanting to. That feeling you get is, there's no amount of money or thing that can fill that. It's priceless. Fill yourself with that stuff. What else do I got? Wrap it up here soon because I got to go. Find new friends. Yeah, there you go. That's one I forgot to touch on. If the people in your life are the people I'm talking about, the lemmings and the pigeons, it's okay to distance yourself from that for a little while. Just take a break, unplug from them too. Be attracted to the people that, aren't like that are more like the way in tune with how you think and feel and view the world. I'm not saying live in an echo chamber because that doesn't work either. We're all just telling each other the same shit. I'm like, no. But don't be on a merry-go-round. If you're going to be in a group, don't be in a group that continuously is on a merry-go-round of fucking chaos. Get off of it. Try to find people that are like-minded people, but you can grow with, and they can give you maybe a better perspective on something maybe you don't know. I just met a lady the other day who's all into like crazy conspiracies and this and that and the other. I'm like, God, it's great. I'm like, I've been down that rabbit hole my life. She tell me all this stuff. I'm like, I went down there. I did it. I'm glad you know. See, more people, the things I thought were ridiculous and people call me crazy for, I realized there's actually a lot more people that do this. They just are quiet about it, which is fine. I'm good, because that means you're probably telling more truth than most people than taking to the internet. Going, oh my God, I made quiche today. Do you want to see my quiche? Nobody gives a shit other than you. But it's fine. So different people. And that doesn't mean abandon your fucking family. That doesn't mean abandon friends for life. That's not what that means. Doesn't mean join a cult. It means know for yourself what you like, what you don't like. Fill yourself with more of the things you like, less of what you don't. Be honest with yourself. Tell the truth. You'll be all right. Eat better. You'll be fine. Meat, fruit, vegetables, that starts there too. Stop with the 32-ounce slushies at the store. Stop with the Cinnabons. Stop. Just stop. Stop it. All that shit is connected to keeping you plugged in. All of it. It's all connected, folks. Everything's connected. One way or another, it's all connected. So you got to unplug one thing at a time. Stop jerking off. Unless it's with your woman. Nature. Get in touch with it. What else do I got? That's about it. I gave my 2 cents on the whole gun violence thing, and rewatch that in the beginning if you want to hear more about that. But that's not the solution to your problems, folks. It really isn't. It's not. The solution is be honest with yourself. Tell the truth. Don't bullshit people. It might hurt people when you tell the truth, but you know what? It's better than living in a lie, a delusional reality, because one way or another, that stuff is going to happen and come to the surface. Just deal with it. Move on. It'll be good. Don't live in fear. Everything's fine. Accept your own mortality, and you'll be able to enjoy life today. That's it. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week, same time, and I don't know what the fuck to talk about. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you want me to address anything, and I will. And if I don't know anything about it, I'll learn something about it. Everyone have a great day. Don't take yourself too seriously.